Inspector Rene.
Your concerns matter. Let's discuss how we can collaboratively enhance the safety and well-being of our town.
Police Forum with Inspector Rene, bringing you the information and answers you need. That's every Friday at 10 a.m. on 88.5 Sufre FM. 88.5 Sufre FM, your voice, your lines.
Welcome to Police Forum. Good day, a fantastic Friday to everyone. Let me take the opportunity to thank everyone for joining us again on Police Forum. I am your host, Inspector Kimroy Rene. Let me wish everyone a prosperous 2025 and hope that everyone had a fantastic Christmas season and that we are all revved up and ready to start the new year with fun, enjoyment, with all of our goals and our hopes for 2025. Our New Year resolution. Sorry, I was trying to get the right word. Let me thank everyone for joining us today. Let me thank the listening public, the Sufre and Choiseul community for the excellent support that they provided the Sufre Police during the 2024 year, and we look forward to an excellent working relationship. I think 2024 was a good year for us in Sufre, and I hope that 2025 will be an even greater, more successful, more rewarding year for Sufre. Let us try to keep the peace and tranquility and the level of civil security that we have enjoyed in the previous year, which have made Sufre, I would say, the entertainment, the go-to place for St. Lucia. So let me thank the public, everyone in Sufre, for the excellent support that you have provided. Let me thank the officers who have worked with me, my team members. Thank you so very much for the tremendous support in 2024. My officers at the Sufre Police Station, I want to say heartfelt thanks, Choiseul Police Station. Heartfelt thank you for the support that you have given, not just me, but the executive of the RSLPF, and by extension, the people and visitors to St. Lucia. I think if we continue to work together and develop that esprit de corps that is core to our policing, that we as an organization, as a police department, we will continue to provide that level of professional police service that, is part of our police mission and vision. Let me thank my supervisor at the Sufre Police Station, Corporal Sonny, our CID Corporal. Thank you very much. Good morning. Ron James, Corporal Anthony, Isaiah Anthony, Corporal Isidore. Thank you very much, Constable Isidore, who's our records person, Constable Lancico, sorry, who's our records person. Thank you very much for the support. Let me big up my drivers, Mr. Theodosius Ogis and Mr. Paul Emmanuel. You guys are a true part of the Sufre Police family, and we want to thank you for the support that you provide us on a daily basis. Without you, the task at hand would be almost impossible. And let me never forget my fantastic cleaner, Mr. Alsey, who does a fantastic job, at keeping the police station clean and ready to welcome members of the public on a daily basis. We always want to emphasize the importance of every partner who support us in our efforts. Let me say good morning to the Choiseul Police Station as the inspector in charge of both Sufre and Choiseul. I always want to say a heartfelt thank you to the team at Choiseul who from their end continue to do an excellent job. Sergeant Smith there, Sylvia Smith, thank you very much for the support. Corporal Marbot Octave, Acting Corporal Marcian Pascal, WPC Charles, the shift supervisors, thank you very much for the support, and the rest of your team. Let me say a special good morning to Constable Ramroach, who's my records person at Choiseul, and my driver here, Mr. Emmanuel, aka Blay, or the Safe Way. Let me say a wonderful good morning to you, and thank you for the support that you have provided the Choiseul people in 2024, and let us continue to look forward to even more exciting 2025. I will never forget my waterfront crew, the people who I interact with on a daily basis and who, provide me with insight and information on the dynamics of Sufre and provide me with the support that will help me, deal with some of the challenges, because the reality is no man is an island and you could never do everything on your own. So I take the opportunity to thank the people who, on a daily basis, I interact with the South Republic, and especially my waterfront crew, the staff of Bank of St. Lucia, and the fantastic manager, Mistress Martina Donnelly, who continues to support us, the staff of Cool Breeze Gas Station, Miss Ernest and Miss Abraham, a wonderful good morning to you. Ruby's Gas Station, Criselda and Ronjen, good morning. And thank you very much for the support. The staff and management of the SRDF, Mr. Ernest and the rest of the staff who, keep me busy because they always find some way to create some activity that forces me to engage in extra duties. So let me thank you for that, and say good morning to you. Let me say a fantastic good morning to the staff of Mystic Man Tours. Mr. Charles, wish you a very happy new year and looking forward to continue working relationship with you, Miss SMMA, Mr. Dalson, your team, Jade, and all the guys, Mr. Butcher, a fantastic good morning. The staff of the Super Taxi Association, the president, Mr. Didier, and the rest of the staff, Hartman, and Mr. John Francois. Looking forward to a fantastic relationship with you guys. We are trying to step up the taxi service being provided in Soufriere, and we believe the time has come for us to bring it up to the next level. As you could see I want the public to know that the area in front of Pier 28 Mystic Man Tour, that area has been recently designated a taxi operating area, which is reserved for only taxi drivers. The signs have been placed, taxi only, so I would like to encourage everyone to adhere to the rules. We have implemented certain traffic plan for that area. As you could see, there would be some no entry signs being placed at the entrance of that area if you're traveling from the direction of Morris Mason Street, which is the waterfront. So you cannot just drive into that area. And if you want to access that parking area, you must enter from Bridge Street into the back of the Soufriere Town Hall, and pass by Mr. Gustav's place there, and then now you could exit back onto Sir Daniel Alexander Street, which is the street next to the police station. So you cannot now enter straight from the waterfront and head directly into that area. And let me remind persons that this is a taxi only parking area. So unless you have a TX plate or you are here to transact some taxi-related business, you should not be there. The other persons that we will permit at this point in time until we've made the relevant arrangement are the tenants who operate in that area. So we know Mystic Man, SMMA, Mr. Saltybus, Ben Saltybus and his service, they utilize that area. So those are the only persons we will permit to be in there. Anybody else will be dealt with accordingly, and we will not hesitate to give you that ticket for failing to comply with the rules. We have also now placed a offloading zone right outside of Voila by Captain Kent. And there is a sign that says there's an offloading zone taxi only between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily. So no vehicle should be parked in that area because we want there to be a smooth flow of traffic when the taxi drivers and the tour operators come to disembark, and embark their passengers, that they come, drop off and move off. An offloading zone is not for you to come, not because the law says that you have 30 minutes. The law says you have 30 minutes to offload. It does not say that you have 30 minutes because you are a taxi driver that you have 30 minutes to stay on the offloading zone. If you are not engaged in offloading, then you should not be there. So I employed everyone to work with the police so that at the end of the day, we now can continue to, fine-tune our traffic operations in Soufriere, that there will not be this level of discomfort to the motoring public, and that traffic will flow smoothly in Soufriere. I could tell you persons would have felt the impact that my officers are now engaged in that there has been an increase in the number of tickets being issued, and we don't look at face. As long as there's a violation of the law, you will now have to face the consequence. And it doesn't matter who you are. The law does not discriminate. The law does not give any preferential treatment. The law is for each and every one, and I employ each and every person to come out and, respect the law or else face the consequences. I want persons to understand what are the consequences of getting a ticket issued to them, because I realize that, there are persons who believe that, okay, I get a ticket, you know what, I'm not going to pay. What happens when a ticket is issued? You have the officer would give you a particular number of days for you to pay that ticket, or the court would give you a particular date. So at the back of your ticket, you would have either within 14 or 30 days to pay that ticket. So you go to the courthouse, the court office, or the post office, sub-collector's office, where within the time stipulated on the ticket by the officer, you go and pay your ticket. If you have the right, and it is your right to now challenge the officer's decision. So there will be a court date on that ticket, so that you now, if you believe that you want to challenge the decision of the officer, can now come to the courthouse and now inform the court that you wish to challenge the ticket because you believe that you were unfairly treated by the officer. You now have to now come with your justification as to why you believe you should not have gotten that ticket. The court will listen and decide whether your justification is good or not. And at the end of the day, we'll decide whether the ticket should be cancelled. However, if it is not accepted, or your justification is not accepted, then now you will have to pay that ticket. And at that point, the fine, if it was $250, now doubles to $500. If it was $500, doubles to $1,000. If it was $1,000, doubles to $2,000. You will now have to pay that amount within a certain period of time. Failure to do so will see a warrant of arrest being issued for you, that person. And then now, any police officer, any law enforcement officer can now, upon receipt of that warrant, serve that warrant upon you and escort you to the Bodley Correctional Facility, where you will be housed for a certain period of time. So I would like everyone to know that, please, to avoid a situation like that, please adhere to the rules, right? Adhere to the rules, and then try to avoid getting a ticket issued to you. So, I just employ everybody. Let us do what we are supposed to do, as members of the motoring public. When we went to driving school, we read the highway code and we learned every aspect of the highway code and all the signage and everything that tell us what we should and should not do, because we wanted that driver's license. So now that we have that driver's license, it is our responsibility to now do what we are supposed to do as drivers and follow the rules, or else you will be dealt with by the law. So let me thank everyone for that. Continuing my waterfront crew, let me say good morning and big up to my, Miss Jessica George and her team on the jetty. Let me say good morning to Dundee. A special good morning to my good friends, Mr. Dennis and Mr. Riviere, Mr. Gustav, Germag Zone, all those persons who create an entertaining, exciting atmosphere on the waterfront on a daily basis. Let me say good morning to Tra, and those persons who, interact and almost represent the flavor of our community of Soufriere. Let me say good morning to each and every one of you. Let me say welcome back, and it's a pleasure to be back here on Police Forum. Let me say good morning to my former colleague and friend, Mr. Rafael Quintula Montaigne, who I see he is logged on. Let me say good morning to the staff at the Sulphur Springs, the tour guides, the security personnel who represent us on a daily basis and provide that level of professional service. Let me say good morning to you. Good morning to Ms. Joseph and your colleagues. Wonderful good day to each and every one. Today is a big day for us in Soufriere, and this is why I am here today. Today is, again, I was here on Wednesday to speak about today, Friday, January 10th, which is the day where we will be hosting the funeral service, the memorial service and celebration of life of Mr. Nick Troubetzkoy, the late Nick Troubetzkoy, who was the designer and owner of the Jade Mountains Hotel and Chasney. Let me once again express condolences to his wife and family, his son Yasha, and all the staff of the Chasney Hotel on the passing of, such a bigger than life human being, one who I believe have really created that reputation for Soufrière, as the tourism capital, one who have given us international acclaim. And I think it is fitting that he be given that recognition that he will be receiving today. My plan today is to once again re-emphasize, and I was here on Wednesday where we spoke about the traffic plan and the security plan that will be in place for that event. And it is for me to want again to reiterate and resensitize person as to what exactly we're expecting today. Let me apologize to those persons who would have been inconvenienced, because there will be closures of road, there will be changes in routes, there will be inconveniences to certain business places. So let me apologize on behalf of the RSLPF and by extension the government for this short inconvenience. However, as a law enforcement organization and as the inspector in charge of the Soufrière, the security of each and every one, not just locals, but persons who will be in our care, it is my responsibility to ensure that their safety is at paramount. So yes, there will be the inconvenience, but at the end of the day, we must do the relevant risk and threat assessments. We must implement a robust plan that will include security and traffic management, which will, one, try to avoid any bottleneck, any major impediment to traffic flow. What you don't want is a intermingling, of pedestrian and vehicular traffic. So as a result, you now try to avoid and separate the two. So where there are large crowd of people, there is not vehicle trying to fit their way through, thus reducing the possibility of a pedestrian vehicle collision and then possibly injury or loss of life. So it is our responsibility to enforce that. Also, for those of us who have been following international news and international situations, and we had one just recently in St. Lucia at Rodney Bay, where a driver felt that he could just drive into a crowd where there were a group of construction workers, thus causing injury. In the US and European countries, we have a situation where terrorists just drive through crowds of people, causing death and injury to multiple persons. Let us never think that it will not happen in St. Lucia. Let us not believe that our people, or one day that somebody who is bent on creating mischief or some bad actor will not, do something that will place us in a very uncomfortable situation. So that is why the decision have been taken to implement this robust traffic plan that will ensure the safety of both motorists and pedestrians on that day. So today we will be hosting the memorial service, and that will be held at the Soufrière Roman Catholic Church. That is scheduled to start somewhere around 3 p.m., where we anticipate and are preparing for in excess of 1,000 persons to be in attendance at that function. Due to the nature of the individual who we are recognizing, we anticipate the presence of high valued diplomats, politicians, and other business personnel in and around Soufrière and the church on that day. So it is my job as the inspector to ensure that everybody is safe, that the activity goes on smoothly. So as a result, we will be at 1400 hours or 2 p.m. today, cutting the flow of traffic in and around the Roman Catholic Church, creating a sterile area where now we could control personnel and control what exactly happens there. So there will be the closures of certain roads, which include Firstly, you would have seen that from midnight last night, no parkings would have been placed on High Street, both up and lower High Street, which is the church, which is the street north of the church, or north of Bridge Street. Um, that no parkings have been placed there. There are no parkings on Church Street from Upper Church Street down to Lower Church Street as far as Sir Danley Alexander Street, which is the street of the police station, Pier 28, West Tech, that street here. There will be no parking on that street. There will be no parking on Sir Arthur Lewis Street, which is a street that runs from Courts down to Allenstown Market, parallel to the church. That street there would be no parking. The vehicles will not be allowed to park on there. There would be no parking on Boulevard Street, because those will be the key areas where where we will be allowing, for one, parking for the special invited guests, and two, for the flow of traffic to continue without intermingling with the pedestrian traffic. There were no parking space at the waterfront, and that will be for the second part of the event, with the celebration of life activity at the Soufriere waterfront. So there will be the church service that will start at 3, and from there there'll be a number of there'll be the eulogy and the tributes, and then the mass that will be held there. From there, the activity will move to the Soufriere waterfront. At the Soufriere waterfront, a stage has been erected near Pitty Peak, in the parking lot near Pitty Peak, and that will be to provide entertainment to persons who wish to be present during that celebration. A number of no parking, and that road will be closed at some point today to vehicular traffic. Persons can still do their normal transactions, go to the bank, go to the post office, go to the court office, go to the gas station. That can still be done this morning, but later on in the afternoon, there will be a closure of that area to allow for the activity to take place and for the safety of everyone. At the intersection of Bridge Street and Maurice Mason Street, which is Frederick Clark Street, a number of tents will be erected along that route, that street, which is Frederick Clark Street. On that street, persons will be served meals or plates where they'll be allowed to get something to eat, and then now to proceed to view the entertainment. That will be open to each and every person, so there is no limitation. However, there will be officers there to control the behavior of persons. There will be a system, so persons who believe they could come and abuse, everybody is entitled to one plate. Nobody will come and say, you come and take for your mother, father, sister, brother, auntie, grandmother. We know the habit and the culture of Soufriere. We come with a massive bag to collect, stuff on behalf of persons. That will not be the case. You come and you collect your stuff, and then you leave. From there, you could proceed onto Maurice Mason Street, which is the waterfront, where there will be another set of tents. Those tents now will be responsible for the serving of drinks to persons. So the drinks will be at no cost to persons. It is free of charge. However, there will be a control mechanism. Each person will be given tokens, tickets, or what has been deemed Nick Bucks, where you would be given free Nick Bucks that you could now use to get drinks, right? So there will be approximately 7 tents there, and I will tell you the various tents and personnel who will be serving at those tents. So you could come there, collect your Nick Bucks, and from there, go get your drinks. Again, I reiterate that there will be a strong police presence. We have secured the assistance of the Special Services Unit, or the SSU, to ensure that there is control. And if you cannot behave, and if you attempt to embarrass Soufriere, because that is what we do when we behave in those manners, we embarrass the people of Soufrière, and we create, a bad reputation for the tongue, because people now, everything is seen on social media. People now will see that all across the world, and they will now develop their perception of Soufrière based on the behavior and actions of persons. So I employ each and every person now to behave in a proper manner. So here are the bars. So there will be the tents who will be run by local bar owners or operated by local bar owners. The drinks, like I said, will be free. It doesn't come at a cost. You will be given your Nick bucks, and your Nick bucks can be used to get drinks, right? So here are the bars that will provide the service to you. So we'll have 7 at the waterfront, and then we'll have other bars, right? Who will be able to, you could go to and get your drinks from. Alvin Philip will be at the waterfront. Alvin, which is Boyo. Soon Come will be at his establishment, so you could go to his bar and then you could get drinks there, right? Alvin will be at the waterfront in a tent. Aquinas Bar will be at the waterfront in a tent. Genesis Bar will be at the waterfront in a tent. Ace Bar will be at the waterfront in a tent. Odell Symphorian will be at the waterfront in a tent. The Big Yard will remain in their establishment. Cheapers will remain in their establishment. The Dream remain in their establishment. Mambo's Bar in her establishment. Seaview Disco and Bar will be at their establishment. Voila will remain at his establishment, and Michael's Bar at his establishment. So those are the bar. Michael will be for special guests. Michael Gustav will be for special invited guests. So there will be control mechanism. It's not open to everyone. However, those other bars that I have mentioned are open to each and every person who wish to participate in this activity. There will be tributes, music, entertainment by Soufrians, Afro Alain, some other bands, MTX. There will be tributes by prominent persons who will speak about the life and their experience with Mr. Troubetzkoy and how he has impacted their life, their business, and the people close to them. So that will be done at 7 p.m. There will be a fireworks display at the waterfront, and that will be a 10 minutes firework display, just doing that final send-off in a celebratory manner for each and every person to enjoy. Like I said, it's a 10 minutes firework celebration. New Year's was 3 minutes, and we all saw how exciting that 3 minutes was. So at 7 p.m., we're going to have a 10 minutes, which is quite a long time to have fireworks. So that should be a true spectacle to see. So everyone can come and enjoy that activity. And the event goes on with entertainment and music and tributes until 10:30. We will be shutting down at 10:30 on the dot. So everyone, it's a Friday night. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the entertainment. However, we would ask everyone to kindly disperse and keep the area clear shortly after, so that we could now do our cleanups. We could now go back to normal business. Again, the waterfront is the police station street. We want emergency personnel to be able to return to their base to provide the service that they're supposed to. So we will be asking everyone to clear off as soon as possible. So this is what we expect to do. We ask everybody to come and be on the best behavior. There will be some inconveniences, and again, I will speak about the flow of traffic for persons who want to come in and exit Soufrière. In order to control the flow, the main entry to Soufrière will remain the same. So if you are coming from Church Street, you will enter through Church Street. If you are coming from Font Saint-Jacques, from the direction of Font Saint-Jacques, you will be allowed to enter through from the development down Foncaco Road, Wingsville, and then. But when you get to Boulevard Street, the intersection of Boulevard Street and Sir Arthur Louis Street, you will not be allowed to continue down Sir Arthur Louis Street past Martha's Place, go down by the church. You now would have to turn left onto Boulevard Street, go as we call the Bombay, go up High Street, take a right onto High Street, continue onto High Street if you are coming to Suffolk. Continue onto High Street until you get to Bridge Street. And from Bridge Street, you take a right into Bridge Street and then down bypass Alley, go down past Excelsior Plaza and down towards the bridge. You could also now take a right onto Sir Daniel Alexander Street, which is the street, Pier 28th Street, West X Street. You could take a right there and then you could continue to from wherever you want from there. However, there will be a no entry at the intersection of Sir Daniel Alexander, which is West Tech Pier 28th Street, and Church Street, just before Marcy area. So you will not be allowed to turn right into that area. That area will be closed off at 2 o'clock so that there will be no traffic into that area. However, you could continue onto Bridge Street, you could continue onto WC Queenland Street, which is the Hospital Street, and then you could exit to wherever you want from there. If you are traveling in the direction of coming from the Castries High Road, Connery's, from the direction of Connery's, you can come down the fire service, bypass the bridge fire service. From there, you now can turn onto WC Queenland Street, which is the normal route by the hospital. From there, you could go straight up to Boulevard Street. And from there, you could proceed to wherever you want. If you want to go to Fort Saint Jacques, if you want to go wherever else. Or again, if you want to go to want to go into town, you would have to now go up Boulevard Street, go up High Street, come down Bridge Street, and then from there go to wherever you want. That's if you're coming from the direction of Castries Ancillary. If you coming from the direction of Choiseul, coming into Soufrière, when you get to the intersection of High Street and Church Street, which is the first street coming from Choiseul, you will now have to turn left onto High Street and head in the direction of Bridge Street. Right? From Bridge Street, then you could proceed south and access wherever you want from there. Again, there will be no entry at the intersection of Church Street and High Street, so you will not be allowed to drive in the direction of the church or onto Sir Arthur Louis Street. There will be no entry at the intersection of Boulevard Street and Sir Arthur Louis Street, which is the street by Mr. Haynes. You will not be able to drive down that street. You will not be able to go up that street either towards Fort Saint Jacques from Church Street. There will be a no entry at the intersection of Henry Belmar Street. Henry Belmar Street is that street by Napa, by Home Hotel. That entire street will be closed off because there will be some additional tents and chairs placed there so that persons who wish to view the proceedings from a screen in the square will be able to do that. So everyone, you will not be able to enter through there. There will be a no entry at the intersection of Sir Daniel Alexander Street and Lower Victoria Street. You will not be able to go up into Lower Victoria Street up to the church because there will be control. That is a security concern. We will be closing off that part of the road. So we are asking persons to take note of those changes. We will be closing access to the waterfront at approximately 3 p.m. today. Complete access to that area will be closed off. So nobody will be allowed into the waterfront. Taxi drivers who are wishing to access the Broadwalk Jetty will now have to enter from Bridge Street into the back of the Sufre Town Hall, continue past Michael Gustav Place, and then now go pick up the guests at the Broadwalk Jetty at the waterfront, and from there take a left onto Sir Danny Alexander Street, and then now follow the traffic from there. So that will be the route for the taxi drivers who are going to access the Broadwalk Jetty. We employ everyone to work with us. There will be a high contingency of police officers on the ground. There will be a high police presence. We have requested assistance from the divisional officer, from the various departments to support our initiative in Soufriere. The Catholic Church, there will be certain control of the church, and don't believe that you can just come in, in there at any point in time until and just to see what's happening in there. There will be a sweep done due to who the people we are expecting. There will be a sweep done by the explosive and ordnance team, EOD team, to make sure that there are no devices, nothing at the church. And from there, the police will take control of that establishment from a security perspective. So if you have no reason to be there, you will not be allowed to be in there. So let me let persons know that I know we are very curious people. We like to see things, but, you will not have the kind of free access as you would like, because there will be control mechanisms. So you must understand that we will be having some high-value personnel within our midst, and it's our responsibility to ensure that they remain safe and that there is no major disruption to the activity. Let me say good morning to my sister Thekla Rene, who's saying good morning, Inspector Rene. My sister Angela Rene is saying big up, my bro. A pleasant good morning to you from St. John, USVI. Good morning, Angela. How you doing? Flora Alexander is saying good morning, cuz. Bless you to you. Good morning, Flora. How are you doing? Hope that the weather is treating you well. Let me ask everyone to be on the best behavior. And we all know, from a precautionary measure, we know that there is a major flu. And anybody who may be suffering from, some condition, please, if there's no need to be in the crowd, please stay home. We want to employ people. If you're sick, wear your mask, because we're expecting a large crowd today, and you because of the infection that you have may create, that uncomfortable, that unsafe environment for each and every person there. So we are asking you that if you are not feeling well, please, I know you want to be part of the celebration, but if you are not feeling well, please stay home for the safety of each and every person. Because from all indication, we have some really bad flu going around, and that we want to, as much as possible, not create that outbreak in Soufriere that would see, our hospital being overwhelmed, some of our establishments being shut down because their staff are sick, and that commerce and business can continue as usual in Soufriere. So again, I employ each and every person. If you are sick, please stay home. Again, it is going to be a fantastic event. We look forward to the continued working relationship. We look forward to excitement. We look forward to music. We look forward to food and drink. We look forward to fireworks celebration. So you are welcome to come, but we are asking you to come, with good intent. If you have any weapon, stay away, because the police will be there and you will be arrested. I have enough space at both Soufriere and Choiseul to detain you for 72 hours, if on the first instance, and if needs be, request, a further extension of your time from the magistrate. So if you have any weapons, if you're bent on mischief, if you're bent on creating problems, please stay at your house, because we will not be tolerating any kind of bad behavior, any kind of disruption to the festivity that have been, scheduled today. Let me say good morning to Rafik Alexis. Good morning, Rafik. How are you doing, man? Nice hand from you. Claudine Francis, great job, Inspector. Blessings. Good morning. Good morning, Claudine. Um, so, I ask everyone to come out. There will be police officers in large numbers there. We will be having a robust presence. We will be having both plain clothes and, uniform officers. So you may not know that the person standing next to you is a police officer. So I implore you to now be on your best behavior, because we will be keeping a close eye on each and every person on that day. We will want to ensure that the activity goes on undisturbed. And so far, generally, I must employ have been on the best behavior. So it is not a case where I believe that we will have any problems. We have hosted jazz, we've hosted carnival, we've hosted a number of major activities, independence, all the branches and fetes that we have hosted over the past years. And from my experience, they have been incident free. And if we continue that way, then we would continue to be the entertainment hub of this island. As you could see, we don't want to be in the situation of other communities where, because of level of insecurity, there is no hosting of events, and that now can impact the life of each and everyone. In that one business is impacted, our business personnel will not make the kind of revenue which helps with the paying of salary to our brothers, our sisters. Our hotel and our country as a whole will be impacted by this insecurity, because as the word spreads, the tourists and the guests who come to Soufriere, before they do come, they do the checks. What is safe? Where is a safe area in St. Lucia? Is Soufriere? Is it Vieux-Fort? Is it, and then they would see that Soufriere has a very good reputation, and as a result, okay, we'll feel comfortable coming in and dining in our local restaurants, having a drink at the bar, intermingling with the people, mingling with the people, and then now that allows for the creation of commerce for each and every one. Um, our vendors, who we know are not, as are not the most fortunate people. Those people who hustle on a daily basis, the people from Palmis and Barons Drive and Market Road, who hustle, selling the chicken and bakes and selling the drinks to keep their family. If there is no commerce, if there's no activity within the town, they will not be able. So Barons Drive, you have a right to protect your people. Palmis, you have the right to protect your life and livelihood. Market Road, the same. You have the right and responsibility to create that environment that is safe for each and everyone, and that we keep our communities safe. We keep that excellent reputation, and it's important that we note that I know we are very welcoming and accommodating people, and we like to welcome people. But it's important we identify the bad actors who want to come in our community, because after they've done the crap in Castries and they've done the crap in Vieux-Fort and they've done the crap, in Dennery, they want to come for a place to hide and chill. And because we are so accommodating, we welcome them. And within days of them being there, the first thing they begin to do is, okay, what's my next target? Who's a soft target? So for first lapsing in Soufriere, the people, they lapse in, they keep the house open, they don't have the security measures that, Castries would have or Vieux-Fort would have. And as a result, they begin to prey on you, burglarize your property, rob your business places, and that now creates this level of insecurity for you. So when you have those bad actors trying to come within your community, you have strangers who you don't feel comfortable with, the police station is right there. Give us the information. Let us now go out to execute those search warrants and recover those weapons, get those persons who we know are wanted for violent crimes, murders, robberies, theft in other communities, and want to use Soufriere as their hiding spot. Let us not entertain them kind of behavior. Let us keep the pristine nature of Soufriere and keeping Soufriere safe. Let me say good morning to Patricia Hinch. She's saying good morning, keeping the community informed. It is our job, Patricia, to sensitize and maintain that relationship with the community, so that at the end of the day, it's not just about enforcing laws, but developing an excellent working relationship. It's about partnership. It's about teamwork. It's about continued working, towards a peaceful, tranquil, entertaining community, and that is what the police is trying to do, to ensure that Soufriere remains that entertaining exciting place to come for each and everyone. But those who will do that, you know, by following the law and not creating any disruption. So it is important that we do that. So again, guys, it is going to be a fantastic Friday for us. Let us look forward to that entertaining activity tonight. I myself feel that sense of excitement and entertainment. You know, although I am under immense pressure, having to put all the security measures in place, it can be a challenge. You know, preparing for all the dignitaries and how do you manage the traffic, what can happen, but it is our job to do that, and I look forward to the good part of it, after all the planning, after all the preparation, that we now are able to sit back, enjoy, relax, and enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the free food, enjoy the free drinks. Not that I'll be partaking in the free food and drink, unfortunately, but that Sufre people now can enjoy this activity. So let me welcome everyone to Sufra today. Obadiah is saying thank you. Obadiah Saltibus, good day to you. How are you doing? My former classmate at the Sufra Comprehensive Secondary School. Nice hearing from you. Shilani Rene Kazabo is asking, is there going to be a live stream? From the information I have, there will be a live streaming of the activity. I know Romanus will be on hand to live stream the activity. So yes, there should be a live stream of that activity today. So we look forward to that. Everyone, whether you are here or are you're out in the diaspora, you now can participate in the celebration. You now can want to be here, because I know Shelani Rene would love to be here today, you know, given that she just left. So let me tell you that we will want everyone to participate, whether you are here or not, for the activity. What we will try to do is to have a map prepared of the traffic plan, and then now have it maybe placed on the foundation website or the Super FM website, where persons now can have an understanding and appreciation for that. So Miss Sonia Kazabo has offered to do that on our behalf. So Sonia, we welcome that. There is a map, I could tell you that, but we could look at enhancing it and make it available to the public, so that they now can follow the route and plan, and that they now understand what areas we should and cannot access on that day. Miss Monica Nurse Felix, good morning to you. Thank you for acknowledging the good work of the police. It's not just about me, it's about Team Sufre Police. It's our job to continue to work with the public and develop this excellent working relationship with each and every person, irrespective of race, irrespective of religion, creed, sexual orientation. It's our job to continue working with each and every person to have a peaceful, tranquil, and exciting community. Let me thank the Sufra FM and the SRDF for once again allowing me to continue to host this show, the most informative and entertaining police show on island. I know there are other police shows, but Police Forum, from my experience, is the most entertaining, most educational police show. So let me thank the staff and management of the SRDF for the support that they've given us. Let me thank the Office of the District Representative for the support that she has provided us for police station. I know she has done an excellent job at representing us at the highest level, cabinet level, requesting resources, personnel, vehicles, stuff to keep the Sufre station operational and keep our community safe. And I employ her to continue doing the excellent job in representing Sufre and everyone in Sufre. Let me thank all the youth groups. Thank Nimaya A. Saint Jean for his excellent work at sport and, keeping the young people out of trouble. I know we have been critical of the youth in the past, and some of the activities and behaviors they've been involved in. But how many of us provide the time, free of charge to help them engage in basketball, netball, football, table tennis, all the good stuff that we as kids used to enjoy, and which helped molded us into who we are today. So it is for us now to see how we can contribute, not at a cost, because from what I see, everybody wants to be paid now. We could do it free of charge, help get the kids out of trouble. Because if they don't have a way to keep themselves entertained, they will find the entertainment. If they don't have a way to keep themselves occupied, they will find some way. And normally it is the social media, is the 6 and 7, is the stuff that excite them on social media that will capture their attention. So let us do our part, each and every person. My mantra has always been that the police is the community and the community is the police. You have just as much important role in keeping our community safe, driving, proper discipline, respect, standards. You being a driver, the way you drive is a contribution to whether our community remains safe or not. The things you do, determines whether our community remains safe or not. It's not just the work of the police or the prime minister. From you, it starts with you as an individual to do what you're supposed to do. So each and every person has a responsibility. So let me thank Yusuf for the support. Thanks Shuazel for the support. Let us continue to keep this wonderful community safe. Let us ensure that we remain the most exciting, entertaining community on this island. So I ask each and everyone to let us continue to play our part and do what we are supposed to do. It's a pleasure to be here on Police Forum, and I look forward once again to an exciting show. Look forward to continue hosting this show and for the excellent relationship that we have. I see Grow and Stars. That's Grow at Preschool. Good morning. Great job, Inspector Rene, for the wealth of information today's activity. Good morning to you, Mr. Giovanni Moses. Thank you for that. It's our job to always support you in any way. Let me say good morning to Mr. Ryan Riviere. Mr. Ryan Riviere is, a very interesting person because I could tell you on a daily basis, he keeps me on my P's and Q's, ensure that, I do what, that I don't sleep. Because anytime I sleep, he would bring to my attention and say, Mr. Rene, why is your officers not doing this? Or why is that not happening? So it's interesting that he, always joins us and always, brings it to my attention. And I welcome that. Some other person would see that as being, troublesome. I see it as keeping us on our P's and Q's. I think everywhere should have checks and balances, and it is our job now to ensure that there are checks and balances, and it's for the public now to ensure that the police do what they're supposed to do. And if you see my officers falling short, I want you to bring it to my attention so that I can pull them up and let them know. And there's one thing I want to, really emphasize to the members of the public. The police force is a paramilitary organization which has ranks and structure and file. And sometimes a police officer falls short. They fall short and they don't do what they're supposed to do. And we now are a bit disgruntled and we don't know where we have to deal with the situation. If a police officer is investigating a matter or have done something to you, he or she has a direct supervisor, which is the corporal of police at the police station. You come to the corporal. In the case of the CID in so far, we have Corporal Sonny. You come to her and say, Corporal Sonny, I have this matter being investigated. The officer is not playing his or her part. I would like for there to be an intervention. And if Corporal Sonny does not do her part, right, then there is the sergeant. And the sergeant now has to hold Corporal Sonia accountable for her not doing her part. And then now, if Corporal Sonny or if the sergeant or Sergeant Mark don't play his part, you come to the inspector. And then now that's 3 layers. At that point, you should be furious. And at that point, I should not be even asking any questions. It's about dealing with the situation because you have gone to 2 or 3 layers of supervision, and by that point, it should have been addressed. So at that point, I now You just have to hold somebody accountable, whether it's disciplinary or not. However, when you bypass those two layers and you come straight to the inspector, right, what you have done is you have minimized my ability to be able to deal with it, in the way I would like, because now I will have to inquire. Whereas if you are going for the sergeant, you have gone for the corporal, and that constable failed to do his or her part, then that's gross disrespect. That's gross, ineptness on his or her part. So at that point, it's about dealing with it and giving him instructions as to what should be, or reporting him for neglect of duty. Whereas if you come directly to the inspector, at that point the inspector now have to ask the sergeant, and the sergeant have to ask the corporal, and then goes back to the constable, which now further delays. So I would like us to employ those mechanisms so that at the end of the day, there's more accountability, there is greater response to your requests, because I know persons who have situations, and because they have not gotten a chance to see the inspector, right? They believe that their matter is not or cannot be addressed. So, and they have to wait, weeks and maybe sometimes even months, to get their situation addressed. Whereas they could have gone to the corporal who is supposed to be there with that officer on a daily basis, go to him and say, hey, your officer is investigating my matter. Can you have him provide an update on my matter, and then the sergeant will hold the corporal accountable, and I hold the sergeant accountable. Growing Stars Education. Sorry for that. I think I made a faux pas there by saying that this is Mr. Giovanni Moses' preschool. No, it's not. My humble apologies for that. I know I may have ruffled a little feather there. I will not go into details, but sorry for that. Let me thank you for the support. Again, our job is to work with each and everybody and to help build and continue to support the relationship. So thank you so very much for that. Once again, thank you everyone for your time. Thank you for joining us. Looking forward to an exciting 2025. And let us again continue to do what we're supposed to do as a community. Let us keep Suffolk safe. Let us enjoy today. Let us have a fantastic event this evening. So once again, if you've seen something, say something, call the police station. My number is available, and I'm happy to give it on air. It's 485-9062. If you have sensitive information that you want to provide, something is happening now that you want a response to, call me and I will ensure that there's some level of action to it. However, you could also call the police tip line 555 and share anonymous information. No matter where around the island you are, you could be out of state, you could contact that number. It's a toll-free number, and inform them of whatever you've seen. There's also the app, the police app, the crime tip app, which can be found on both Android and iOS devices. You could now provide information. Nobody will know who you are. There will be no monitoring of who is providing information. That information is totally anonymous, and I could guarantee you that the team there will deploy some level of resource to respond to the information that you have provided. So once again, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you very much. Thank you for Police Forum. Looking forward to next Thursday. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic show. Have a blessed weekend. We are out. Thank you very much.
Safety. We are pleased to announce the return of Police Forum on 88.5 Super FM. Join us for a 1-hour call-in show with our new host, Inspector Rene.
Hello, Super. I am Inspector Rene.